That was pretty cool. That was cool. Did you see that? Do it again. Watch. Yeah. That's like a ghetto fade in or fade out. Fade in, I guess, would be the right way, right? So where did we leave off last time? We left off on an EA mod that was useless. But beautiful. Where are we now? We're with an EA mod that's useful and still beautiful. I invited Chuck Norris over to kick my mod. Man, this thing hits like a Maserati. And it's about as temperamental as a Maserati. Gosh. Big long story, I won't get into it, because that's not my style. Because I don't know how to cut and edit and all that stuff. So I just try to keep it short. But basically the thing here is, I got the EA mod, Electric Angel, for those of you who don't know what EA stands for. And I was using it with my Agate, and it was working really good. I braided my Canthal wire, and man, that thing, oh gosh, that was insane. It was insane. The first time I only did 3 wraps with the braided Canthal, and dude, the ohms were so low, dude, it was just frying the wick. It's stainless steel mesh wick, and it's frying it. Like it's completely reoxidizing the entire wick. Like the whole thing's glowing from the top up. And the juice tastes like crap. So I was like, man, I don't know about this. Anyways, that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm not here to talk about my braided coils, okay, and my freaking Agate, okay? I'm here to talk about this Electric Angel. Oh, man. So anyway, the point is, it was working really good. I couldn't wait to get my kick in the mail, and that was a big ordeal. But anyways, I got my kick. I got it from vaporbeast.com. Those guys have some good stuff, man, and pretty good deals. You don't got to pay for shipping. Well, kind of like Crystal Clear vaping, but I think VaporBeast has a way better selection of a little bit more quality products, I guess. But Crystal Clear is awesome too. Anyways, my point is, see, the point I'm trying to make is, you know, I don't get these things sent to me for free to review, obviously. I suck. And I just like to get my opinion out there. That way, if anybody's getting into vaping for, like, you know, the first time, or, you know, they're looking into it, like I was a long time ago, 2 years ago, I looked up as much information as I possibly could, and no reviewer was off the list. I just couldn't get enough. I had to keep watching more and more and more and more, because I just couldn't get enough. I was so fascinated with it. But so that's why I'm out there putting my stuff out there, is for, you know, for the beginner or for anybody who wants to watch. Anyways. Dang. The Electric Angel. Let's come back to that. Let's come back to it. The point is, I don't know how many times I've said that this video. So I got the kick. I put it in the mod, you know. I turned it up to 9 watts, you know. And BAM! This thing was just amazing. I've never, up until this point, I've never gotten my hands on, you know, a variable power device. I've never used watts. I've always gone with variable voltage. I'm a Pro Vary man. I own a couple Pro Varies and a couple other variable voltage devices, and that's all I knew. So I mean, completely different animal. It changes the flavor. It's really, really cool because the variable power, the wattage, goes off of your ohms. So your ohms are going to fluctuate, even in a cartomizer throughout your vaping. You know, as you start to break your cartomizer in, your ohms will start to fluctuate up or down a little bit. And the cool thing about variable power is it reads your ohms. It's like spooning your ohms, and it just kind of goes along with it, but to keep it at the watts that you set it at. You know, so you're always gonna get 9 watts if you set it at 9 watts, 10 watts if you set it at 10 watts, 5 watts if you set it at 5 watts, etc., etc., etc. It's really cool. I was very impressed with it. I am very impressed with it. But here's the thing. So it's kind of finicky. I mean, look at that. She's a gorgeous. Let's shine some light on that. Let's shine some light on that. That deserves a little light. This light sucks. But let's take a toot. I've been talking for a long time. That one's for you. That one's for me. That one's for you. That one's for me. One more. Man, that's so good. For you. For me. So I slapped the kick in that sucker. Couldn't wait to fire it up. Started firing it up. Used it the whole day. It was great. Very impressed. The next day, it's when the thing started. I would go to take a pull off it, and it would start to fire, and then it would back off. It would go dead. And then I'm like, what? And then, you know, I would take my hand off the trigger, I'd pull it again, and it would start to fire up just fine. And it kept doing that. And so I started getting worried. I thought, man, is it already draining my batteries? Because if so, that sucks. I've only gotten, you know, hours of vape time, like a few hours of vape time if so. Anyway, up until this point, I still kind of haven't figured it out. I pulled the kick out and used the mod alone again, and it never had a misfire. So kind of narrowing it down, it's not the mod. I assumed it was the kick, and I can't really explain it that well unless you had an Electric Angel mod, or I can't speak to any other mod like a GG or anything like that. But the tube that you actually put the kick in, I figured maybe the little horseshoe connection that comes off of the kick that makes the connection on the wall of your tube. I figured maybe that wasn't making a very good connection, so I slipped a piece of paper behind it to kind of push the kick forward, so it made a better connection. And so far it's been working a little bit better, but it still has some misfires, which kind of concerns me. I'm not too sure what's going on with that. I put an email into Evolve Vapor, and they're waiting for them to get back to me on that. But otherwise, would I recommend the kick? Absolutely. Would I recommend the Electric Angel mod? Absolutely. The thing is, though, it just kind of frustrates me because you pay this kind of money for the mod and for the kick, and you expect it to do certain things, like work. So that's kind of frustrating. But aside from all that, it's a beautiful mod. It runs just, I mean, peak performance, man. Peak performance. And the kick is just a great thing to have, great accessory to have. If you've only tried variable voltage, I highly recommend trying variable power. It's definitely worth it, and it's different. It's a lot different. It'll surprise you. If you haven't tried either, try them both. They're great. Keep vaping. Let's stick to the basics. Keep it simple, and I'll see you next time.